psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised. And now, the world's most exciting podcast, The Savage Nation, home of borders, language, culture, and here he is, New York Times best-selling author and National Radio Hall of Fame inductee, Michael Savage.
Well, today's topic is a universal question. That's the question, how to be happy in a sad world, or can you be happy in a sad world, or what is happiness? It's a question, I think, that has plagued mankind, or mankind has asked from the beginning of time, going back to the first cave painting where a bored cave woman or caveman tried to make themselves happy or give their life meaning by leaving a mark of their existence on the wall of the cave. Comedians have said weird things about it. Woody Allen and Annie Hall said life is divided up into two categories, the horrible and the miserable. Horrible would be like terminal cases, blind, crippled. I don't know how they get through life, it's amazing, and the miserable is everyone else. It's funny, it's cynical, but unfortunately for some people it's true, right? Johnny Carson, the old nighttime comedian, said, I know a man who gave up smoking, drinking, sex, and rich food. He was healthy right up to the day he killed himself. Another comedian had a young man said, what's the use of happiness? It can't buy you money. Then there's the sarcastic Frank Sinatra, a man doesn't know what happiness is until he's married. By then it's too late. In other words, bashing women. But philosophers have taken this problem on, going back to the ancients. Every one of us listening to this show is trying to be happy by listening to this show. You're trying to get a little pleasure out of your life by getting a laugh or a little meaning, things like that, right? That's what man does, is we seek meaning, happiness, joy, whether it be the Super Bowl or attacking Donald Trump or defending Donald Trump. It seems the Democrat Party gets their happiness by attacking America while saying they're trying to save America. It seems the Republican Party gets their pleasure by doing nothing, by sitting there and sucking their thumbs. And we the people are stuck here in the middle. Happiness. What is happiness? How do we deal with happiness? Well, we all know that seeking happiness can lead to disaster. The media manipulates us into thinking that if we buy this or have sex with that, we'll be happy. And maybe we will momentarily, but we know it doesn't last. That's where consumerism comes in. Buy, 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 buy. That's where all the junk comes from. We all know this. Once we grow up, we reduce our expectations to a certain extent for a number of reasons, because we don't need all these things unless there's something wrong with us, and we think that by buying ourselves into happiness, we're going to be happy. I don't know anyone who has. Never have. Where does all this rampant drug use originate? The inability to be happy. So how am I, sitting here talking about this, going to make you happy? How? Because to me, my happiness consists of using my brain, always looking into things more deeply. Is happiness possible in this world? I get my happiness here and there. I get my knocks here and there. But you got to pick yourself up and start all over again, whether it be a disease or a personal tragedy, financial loss. What are you going to do about it? You're going to live with it. The whole world understands the fundamentals of human happiness, and it's good to talk about it. It's wonderful, and that we have the leisure to do it in our lovely, great country, this great country of ours. But there are people who are starving right now somewhere on this earth, I guess. There are children who are suffering from cancer in the back wards of hospitals. So some people understand that, and they get their pleasure or happiness in helping those in need, helping animals in need, and those are the good people. Let's not be cynical about everything, because without the good people, there'd be no world at all. Without those who protected nature and or the environment, if you want to call it that, we'd be living in an earth that was paved over. So the do-gooders have a place in the world, a very important place. However, when the do-gooders start to tell us how to live our lives, that's when we rebel. None of us like to be told what to do and how to live. We're not infants. We hate to be preached at. That is why today, on this podcast, I will avoid trying to preach to you. I may quote those who preach without becoming preachy. So let the games begin.